Okay, in this video, I want to talk about people, some these days call them empaths, okay? Empathic people. I've been reading a book recently, and it just mentions, that this woman says she didn't have her cousin's empathetic craft, actually. I think it's a book. It's unusual for me to read anything like this. It's actually a women's fiction, and it's about a woman who, they say, it's like Bewitched, that show Bewitched, that old show, and the woman, she's a witch, but it's like I said, it's like that show Bewitched. It's not the any other kind. Anyway, one of her cousins, a male, is supposed to have the gift of precognition, and then her other cousin has it. I think it's 4 cousins altogether. Okay, and then the other one, like I said, it said empathetic. I have no idea. I think it's another book that cousin comes up in anyway. But some of us probably, do feel that this way. We feel a lot of empathy for other people. And but we also, I think, in many ways, you feel, and it's not just the feeling empathy for them, but you feel what they're feeling when they're feeling it. At least you think you are. Nobody knows for certain. But also you can pick up on their bad moods. It's not just good. It's just not when they're sad, but also on anger. True anger, or even I think we're ones who've been through dealing with people who are narcissistic and developed our skill of figuring them out quick enough, and that's another thing, is to be able to tell when somebody's being really narcissistic. Okay, now let me give you an example of what happened to me today. That I could feel something. That woman was going too far on that side of the road, wasn't she? But I could feel this about a person I've never met before. And the thing about it is, of course, I could be wrong. I could be terribly wrong. I just met the person. How would I know for certain, Okay, and some people can even say this kind of thing can fall under paranoia. Okay, I'll get it out. But, yeah, but a lot of people see it as mystical, magical. Seeing that, I don't see it that way, and I've done a video before about how I see it. Is that basically a lot of us came from, like if we had a parent or parents that didn't take care of us right when we were very young, we picked up skills. We had to learn how to use our analytical skills for whatever reason. It might not even be that. So we developed our analytical skills very early on. And if you notice, a lot of time people that are more of the cluster B, say histrionic, they're not all that analytical. Okay, they go a lot more on the emotional, and but they're very manipulative. Some of them can be. Okay, so yeah. Okay, now what happened this morning was I went to my dentist, and there was a woman. She worked there. She was the only one there, I guess, whenever I first showed up, because it was early morning appointment. And apparently it was casual day Friday, blue jean Friday, whatever. And she was dressed really casual. She's probably not even 30, maybe close to it. And I don't know about you, but how many of you have ever met somebody who was that age, in their 20s, and their behaviors were that of someone like in their 40s or 50s. I've only seen it twice before in my life that I remember, and that was when I was in my 30s. I think I was 36 or something like that. I was taking a class, and there were 2 young women, and they were like not even 25, I'd say, but they both had that. One even dressed like a woman much older than she. And some people say, well, what do you mean? How different is it? There's a difference. Okay. There is a difference. And we should be proud that there's a difference between, say, somebody who's my age and somebody who's half my age, There is a difference. The way we dress, the way we look, the way we act, the way we talk, the way we think, But how many of us have run across this, and it makes you curious, why is this person trying to be so much older than they actually are? Just for the record, I have had people snap at me for when I was doing a blog kind of thing for years, many years. They snapped at me if I'd ever used the term older adults, because it's older than what? What do you mean women in our 40s and 50s, we dress different than women in their 20s? Really? I mean, it was such a big issue, and I was in my 30s, and like I said, and anything that's like it was somehow different, how can you not see it different? Seriously. Now, I get what they're trying to say, but no, at the same time, like people say, I'm very open-minded, but not so much that my brain will fall out. So yeah, and I'm gonna get that story out sooner or later. You got it right. Okay, all this, and now for the story. This young woman, she actually, she's probably close to half my age. I'd say not totally, but close enough. She immediately, I don't know, she immediately just kind of set something negative off in my brain. We're same ethnic group, in a way, similar kind of look, I guess. I don't know how you can say that, the age difference. But she was, I don't know, just, she wasn't like real pretty, or she was just kind of average. And she just set me off, because it was kind of like, well, this is how it became. Okay, I've only met one woman like this in my life. Known one woman who believed because she knew something about one thing, then therefore she was like the expert on everything. Okay, and this is my thing. This is my thing, when people think that they know better than experts or anybody else altogether. They're the know-it-alls. I can't stand them. Okay, now, what about have you seen somebody like this? And what about whenever there's a topic that neither person is an expert on? Okay, they're not the professional on it. They're not a voice of authority on the subject, like the weather. Okay, because they had a TV, and she asked me if I wanted her to change the TV once I got into the room, the dentist office, whatever they call that room. But anyway, so I said sure, to put it on the Weather Channel. And apparently they didn't have the Weather Channel, which I think is wrong. She probably does have the Weather Channel. If you got cable, you're going to pretty much have the Weather Channel. I could be wrong. There's one that doesn't. But anyway, so and I mentioned something about, the hurricane that's Hurricane Irma headed toward Florida. Today is not the day that it would hit. It's tomorrow. Today's Friday, by the way. And I mentioned something about it, and she all of a sudden goes off like she's an expert on the topic. Not confrontational really with me, but just like she's an expert on the topic. And I was like, you know how people do that? Not, like I said, I only knew one woman who did that with everything. It was like everything. She thought she was, expert on everything. But some people will do that, like one thing here, like that. But this woman, she did it only on one thing, but it was just like, that feeling was so strong in me that this woman really thinks she's an expert on all topics. And it was about her whole demeanor. Now, I could be wrong. I could go there another day and she's not like that. But I had to deal with her for, I guess I was there like 2 hours. So, yeah. The more and more it went on, from the beginning I felt that, but more and more it was just like screaming at me, this is a know-it-all type. So, okay, now in that kind of situation when I was younger, when I was that age, let me put it that way, we would always kind of like show a little bit of deference to the person who was like twice our age. You see what I'm saying? We had respect for our elders. Not all of them. We knew that not all of them were good. If they did something to take away that respect from the respect we give them, yeah. I'm the person who doesn't like people to say you have to earn respect. What? That's another normalization of narcissism, to make everybody think that people have to earn stuff from you. You know, and that's another way of teaching people you don't have to give respect to other people unless they earn it. Like, you know, sense of entitlement much, you know? And I know you could turn that around, but no. You know, telling people that other people have to earn something. And I'm saying that word funny on purpose. That somebody has to earn something from you. You know, like respect. Anyway, there's going to be more noise, okay. Okay, but that was her thing. Her thing was to, you know, she was like, she was trying to be the expert of something, and unless she's a meteorologist, dental hygienist, no, you know. But it does remind me of one. I think I did a video and then I deleted it. I went to this pharmacy, and I had switched pharmacies, and it's a long story, but I was in this pharmacy to get some gauze, bandages for my knees when I hurt my knees, and also to get a prescription that I had gotten at another one of their, it's a chain store, so a chain pharmacy, so it was at another one, and I was going to transfer because this one was closer to my home. Anyway, the young woman, both of them were young, and the pharmacist is around my age, and I could see him. He could see me. And both of these women that were working there, they had that attitude of wanting to say, you're wrong. You know, that like they want to jump to say, you're wrong. Because I said, well, at the other, you know, the other place, it was this much, how much it costs, you know, because I don't have insurance. And they used this card, and they had put the card on it. And it was like immediately she was jumping to say, you're wrong. No, it doesn't work that way. No. And then at the end of it, I was proven I was right. But did she apologize? No. Okay, she didn't. And then the other one was just as bad. And the pharmacist, like I said, was around my age. And he kept, you know, he was listening. And he kept looking up at me like, am I going to lose another customer? Okay, kind of thing. But he kept looking at me. Anyway, I think I went back the next day, or some day after, you know, shortly after that, whenever it was, and same kind of thing happened. So I went up to the front and I said, I want to speak to the manager, and not the pharmacist, nope, the manager. And I told the guy, you know, what had happened. He said, okay, they're no longer working there, either one of them, nope. You know, and I've heard plenty of people who've worked in customer service. I've worked in customer service when I was younger. But I've heard plenty of people say, well, it's no longer that the customer's always right. You know, that's, you know, because some of the customers are wrong. So they went from there to the customer's always right to no, it's not, customer's not always right, to nowadays it seems like too much, the customer's always wrong. You know, and that is a major generalization, major. Because not all of them do it. But I live in Narcissismville, remember? Anyway, so yeah, I have seen that too much. You know, you know, somehow you're wrong. Like, and if there is a situation where that comes up in the store, the customer, say the cashier, it's wrong. It's going to be immediately, no, you're wrong. You know, Okay, but like I've said in another video, I've started noticing it changing because I think a lot of people are becoming more and more aware of what narcissistic kind of personality is, and they recognize more of the symptoms. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but I do feel that. Anyway, if you're this kind of sensitive, what are your experiences, or experience one or more? Leave it in the comment below. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click the one of the rectangles. If you want to subscribe to it, click the circle. Like, subscribe, comment, share on your own social media if you would. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.